Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlai. Thank you so much for always joining us on this edition of Marriage Clinic Live. I would like to say thank you to everyone for always joining us. I celebrate all our followers, all our members, all our subscribers on YouTube. Thank you to all our new subscribers. Thank you to all our returning subscribers. We do appreciate you. Thank you for always coming back. And so today I want to look at what to do when your spouse is suddenly changing on you, or when the spouse you used to know seem to be changing and you seem not to know them anymore. So what should you do when you discover that this man or this woman that you married, that you thought you knew, seem to be changing, and you can't really tell whether you still know them like you thought you did or not? Now, when you notice that your spouse is changing and you don't seem to understand what is going on, one of the first things you need to do is to look inwards. You need to check yourself first and ask yourself, okay, are there some things I used to do with my partner before, or that we used to do that I have stopped doing? Are there things that I've slowed down on, or are there even things I have stopped doing completely, with my partner? Maybe because of stress from the kids, or from work stress, or from some other external pressures. You may want to ask yourself if you yourself have withdrawn from him or from her. So when you check yourself, and I mean checking yourself objectively, now you have to be true to yourself. Is there any area you are lacking? Is there any area you are wanting? Are you sure he's still getting his meals? He's still getting the sex? He's still getting the love and care, and not that I've diverted all the way from him to the kids? And you want to check, as the man, are you sure you are still there for her? If she's getting all the emotional support she needs from you, if she's getting satisfied with you sexually, you want to check if you are still meeting up with your responsibility and obligations at home, both to her and to the kids. You want to check that you are not the problem. Now, when you check all of these things, if you think you are the problem, then it's time for you to start making the necessary adjustment. But if you feel you've not been lacking in all of these things, you've been doing your part, then you might want to check another thing. You might want to look into some of the complaints that your spouse has been making over time. Are there things they are complaining about? Are they complaining about maybe how you talk to them, the fact that you disrespect him or her? Have they been complaining about maybe you not being there for them, not available for them, and they can hardly see you at home or lay hold on you? When they feel you are not there for them, whether emotionally or in other ways, they might start looking for someone else to fill that gap. You want to check if there is a gap that's been created already. You also want to ask, okay, so what are those things they've been complaining about that I have left unaddressed, or that I've turned a deaf ear to, or I have actually behaved or pretended as if those things don't exist? So you might want to pay attention to the things they are complaining about, the things they are not satisfied about, the things they've been asking you to improve on. You may want to think about that and try to do those things. You want to meet your spouse halfway. You want to meet them halfway. You don't expect your spouse to be doing everything for you, and you don't want to do anything for them. Successful marriages entails giving and taking. It's give and take. You can't just be in a relationship where you are just taking, but you don't want to give anything. You don't want to give your time, you don't want to give yourself, you don't want to give encouragement, emotional support, you don't even want to share your money or your resources with him or with her, then that would be bad, that would be terrible. You may be sending the wrong signal or the wrong message to them that maybe you don't even love them anyway, and you are just with them for the benefit that you want to get. So when you check the things they've been complaining about, and you are sure that is also being addressed, and you notice this, your spouse has really changed towards you, and I'm talking about in the negative sense, now you don't seem to understand the person you married, then you might want to check who their association is. So who are the friends they are keeping recently? Who is he or she talking to? Who are they moving with? You want to also check if there is a change in pattern of their movement. Okay, so does she used to come back home early, and all of a sudden she now comes back home late? You want to check. Okay, does he used to come back early, and all of a sudden now he would even sleep outside and he won't even come home? So you want to check if their pattern of movement have also changed, because as couples we need to be open to each other. Your partner needs to know where you are going, where you are part time. You cannot be telling your spouse, I'm going to Sokoto, meanwhile where you are actually is in Ogun State. Now if that happens, you have created room for distrust, and you cannot now be telling them to trust you when you are doing the things that are breeding distrust. So you don't expect the person to trust you blindly when they have seen that on one or two occasions some of the things you are doing is breeding distrust. So you want to address that. You want to check, okay, so who are they moving with recently? Who are they talking to? Who is their association? Is it that they are moving with a new set of people you don't know, or they are making new friends that you don't know? You may want to check, who are they always chatting with? Who are they always talking to? And you want to check all of these things so that you can quickly stop or quench the fire. Perhaps there may be a strange man or a strange woman lurking around the corner or lurking around your marriage. You want to quickly put off that fire before it turns into something full-blown that you won't be able to handle again. And also another thing that will work is to have a conversation with them. Communication is very, very important, and as couples we need to know the best time to have a conversation with our partner, especially for the men. If you as the woman notice your spouse is the type that would have gone to work, and they work, hardly, such that when his back is tired, you can't be opening communication with him in his tired state. So you might want to give him some time, make sure he's taking his bath, he's had his food, he's rested a bit, or maybe during the time you both are alone and maybe it's time for intercourse, you might want to open the conversation and ask questions. You don't go confronting them. You may just ask questions and say, oh my dear, I'm smelling something. Oh my dear, I'm saying something that I don't seem to understand, and I think I should check with you, or I should clarify from you. You don't go attacking them that, oh, I saw this, I saw that. You ask questions. Why? Because your intention is to be in the marriage for a long time, and if your plan or your intention is to be in the marriage for a long time, then you don't want to throw some spanners that could affect the love and the chemistry between you two. So open a conversation, hear them out. If you feel what they are telling you is different from the fact, you may want to show them the facts. You may want to now open up and say, okay, but I have fact, I saw this, I have fact, this is what I've seen. Like the woman that was speaking to me about her husband going to sleep with a neighbor opposite their house whose husband is a sailor, And she said most of the time she sees the chat, on his phone, whereby the woman will be telling her own husband through chat that, I enjoyed the ride yesterday, I'm expecting you to come back tonight, and her own husband will leave her in the house, cross to the opposite house to go sleep with another man's wife who is a sailor. And I'm like, okay, so don't you have fact? Don't you have fact? You must have proof. And once you have the proof, then it's time to escalate. Because see, for some people, if you keep quiet, you're going to spoil a lot of things. For some people, when you expose, their deeds, then they quickly desist. But for some other people, they don't like you exposing their deeds. They would rather prefer you talk to them about it. So you need to study the kind of a partner you have, but some things needs to be exposed. You need to expose it, so that they can desist from doing such or repeating such with you. And lastly, I would like to also say that make your home conducive for your partner to come to and to want to stay in. Make sure the home is conducive. Make sure you guys are not fighting. Make sure there is peace, serenity in the home. Make sure the home is clean. Make sure there is love. The ambience of love should be in the environment. It should be a love environment. It should be a peaceful environment. It should be an environment that is not too noisy. They don't want to come back hearing noise. Like, personally, I don't like noise. The same thing with my husband. He doesn't like noise. So we don't want to do things or encourage things that will bring about noise. We don't want that. So make sure the environment is right. Make sure you are doing your part. You are playing your role. You are not lacking in anything. Now when you do all of this and yet it's like, hey, this man has changed, this woman has changed, and it's like, is it that I'm married to a familiar stranger now? When you have done all of this, you've checked yourself, you've checked what they've been telling you, what they've been complaining about, you've checked their association, who they are communicating with, their changing pattern in movement. You've checked all of that. You may also want to talk to maybe someone they respect or someone they fear, about the situation, so that they can handle it for you, or they can speak to them on your behalf. And if that also doesn't work, then you need to do this final thing, which is pray and report them to God. When you pray and you report them to God, and God sees that you are dealing with this man with just one mind, with just one heart, or that God sees that this man is dealing with you as the woman with just one mind, with just one heart, and yet they feel that the way to repay you is to betray you, then just call on God. Call on God. Just tell God, take over my battles. Lord, this is what I'm going through right now in this marriage. You know everything. Show me what is going on. I mean, shed your light on my part. Let me know what to do. If it is a case of they are tired of you, God will let you know, and God will let you know what to do. If it's a case of maybe they are going through something that is making them withdrawn, then you will call on God. He will make a way for you and for that your spouse, such that whatever is creating worry in their heart, God will take it away and bring about a new season that will gladden their heart. We all need those new seasons that can bring excitement into our lives, into our homes, into our family. Imagine your spouse winning a jackpot. Imagine your husband getting promotion at work, or imagine something changing for you guys, or maybe your relocation plan just come true. I tell you, that alone will put some boost into your relationship. So you may want to ask God, Father, do a new thing for us, change our times and our season. Just keep praying, and I know that God will fight your battles. And if you are not up for, He knows how to go give them the hard knocks of life that will make that man or that woman turn around and come back to you. And if they decide not to come back, I trust the God that I serve, that He will always make a way for you. He will always compensate you. And at the end of the day, whoever dumps you will know that, oh, it's their loss. You really have nothing to lose. It's their loss, and they will always suffer for it or pay for it. So I'd like to stop here now. I hope you have learned something. So please, let's be loving at home. Let's be caring. Let's care. Let's show that we care. Make yourself available. Don't be scarce to your spouse. Make yourself available. Love your children. You guys should raise these children together. Child raising is not for one person alone. It's not for the woman alone. It's not for the man alone. Both of you need to do it together, and just create an atmosphere of peace, love, and serenity in the home. And by the time you do all of this, I know that your situation will change for the better. Hope to see you again. I remain your host, Marlai, and over till we meet again, I say